Hello, gorgeous. I am back today, and today we're talking about women that know how to receive and women that don't. So, as you guys have heard me talk about before, in my 20s, I used to be a single mother and I was doing real estate fairly heavily at the time. So, I was a real estate agent, a broker, loan officer. I owned a construction company. I was flipping properties, and I had access to a lot of really wealthy investors and mortgage brokers and all these really wealthy provider men. And one of the things that I started noticing was the patterns that a lot of their wives portrayed, like how their ways of being, as you can say. I also, because of being born and raised in the United States and being a very high achieving independent woman, had access to a lot of other high achieving independent women, and I noticed that they had a certain pattern. And this became such a big deal in my life, like noticing the pattern, that I would often discuss this with my mom, which was really life-changing because my mom helped me shed some really important insights and shed some light on why, some women were getting treated like queens and other were being treated like men. Okay, and one of the things that I noticed in the women that were being treated like queens is that regardless of their capability or capacity or talent, they had this air of like just being relaxed about a lot of chores and duties and problems, right? So to give you an example, a few days ago, I posted a couple of videos, a series of videos talking about how I don't even know what our utility bills are. I don't know any of that stuff. My husband just takes care of it, right? Well, if you know my history, you know I'm a very high achieving independent woman. I've always been that way. I just have a very cultivated alpha energy, and I can get anything done. I can take over the world, right? But at the same time, watching those other women that got driven around everywhere, got everything paid for, got all their problems resolved, I learned that you're going to have to give certain things up if you want to be taken care for by men. Because of men's, the male conserve energy switch, which by the way, all Homo sapiens have a conserve energy switch. We want to get the most with the least amount of effort. This was a evolutionary thing. It helped the species survive. But men have this even stronger and bigger because they had to conserve energy for days of hunting, and they couldn't mingle in petty things or things someone else could take care of because they had to conserve energy for the wild hunt or they would get killed. So it's a very important evolutionary tool. You cannot discount it, right? So when I posted that video, there were a lot of women in the comments saying things like, what if he dies? You should know what your utility bills are. You're gonna be in a nightmare. And that's the thing. When I saw those comments, I was reminded of the big difference between women that receive and women that don't. So what I saw were women who were getting everything handed to them on a golden platter. They didn't care about the utility bills. A lot of them would have these I can't drive on the highway. These were powerfully brilliant, gorgeous, amazing women, right? Some of them doctors, lawyers in their own country, and they would come over here and these were a lot of wives of investors and people I was working with, and I can't drive on the highway, or I feel nervous in the grocery store, and that place is too scary for me. They didn't worry about what if he dies and I can't take care of myself. Here's why. These women knew how to receive. And because they knew how to receive, they knew that people love giving. The masculine, especially in male and females, loves to give. So in a couple of instances, I've had actually family members that were women that were completely leaned back, getting everything taken care for, and then their husband did die. Guess what happened? Nothing bad happened to them. Other people stepped in and they still kept receiving. Their brothers, their father, their brother-in-law, their sister's husband, their neighbors. Why? Because people love giving to women that love to receive, right? So because these women's embodiment is receiving, they're not sitting around saying, well, I better just learn all the tricks and all the utilities, and I better just like be so independent in case he dies, because it doesn't matter if he dies or not. Those type of women don't receive before they meet someone. They don't let themselves receive after they meet someone, and they sure as hell won't receive after he dies, because you don't know how to receive. You're never gonna receive, okay? So the women that know how to receive, they get taken care of by everyone before they meet a man, when they're rotational dating, after they're married, and if he dies, other people step in. And here's the thing, babe. Do you really think a powerful woman like me can't figure out the utility bills? Seriously? You think I can't figure it out? You think I can't like go into the office and look at the binder and at the Excel worksheets that my husband has created with all the passwords and all the utilities and all that stuff, and I can't just take a peek if something were to happen? Of course I could. But if I was constantly aware of those things, I would trigger his conserve energy switch, and he would say, well, Mina's got that. I can just focus my energy on some other things, or conserving energy, or play video games, or do this or that, right? So to recap, if you are a woman that sits around and thinks about, if he dies, then I'm gonna have to do everything anyway, so I might as well know it now, guaranteed you're probably doing everything now anyways, okay? Because you don't know how to receive. You are letting this fear of, like, you can't even receive in life because of fear of death. You can't receive. You have to open yourself up to receiving. You know what? People die all the time, okay? People die, people get divorced, things happen, and guess what? Women everywhere figure it out. They figure it out. Or if they're really embodied in their receiving, someone else gives it to them because they know how to receive. So don't let the fear of what if, or the fear of future death, or the fear of future divorce keep you from receiving now. You get to have everything done for you, okay? I can't like even believe that so many women commented on that they would not let themselves receive the lifestyle that I'm receiving for fear that something might happen to their husband. That hasn't happened yet. Why are we solving problems that haven't occurred yet? This is one of my like rules in life. I don't have very many rules. You guys know I don't like rules, but this is one of mine. I do not solve any problems that actually haven't occurred yet. So right now I get to sit back and I get to receive from my husband, from my neighbors, from my friends and family members and everyone else that loves to give. And I get to receive, and I don't have to worry that, oh, I can't receive because tomorrow if they're not there, then what's gonna happen? Well, I will adapt. I will figure it out, okay? Or someone else will step in, because people love to give and there aren't enough people willing to receive right now. There aren't enough people graciously sitting back and receive. Either we've got women that can't receive because they're completely independent, or we've got entitled brats that no one wants to give very long to, right? We don't have the healthy divine feminine so much these days where women can really receive in a healthy way, okay? So you get to receive in a healthy way. There are a lot of things you can do. There are a lot of things that women can figure out, but do you really want to? Do you really want to, right? Yes, I can figure out, I'm a university graduate, multiple seven-figure business owner. I can figure a lot of things out. Do I want to? No. I want to let someone else take care of them for me, okay? I want to just sit back and receive, because why? I can channel my energy in more creative pursuits, like helping you guys, okay? So that's how I want to answer that fear of what if something happens to him so I can't receive now. No, you get to receive now. Nothing's gonna happen, and even if it does, you will figure it out then. Right now, you get to sit back and you get to receive deliciousness and yumminess, okay? The art of the masculine, to give. You get to receive that, okay? Last thing, you guys know I'm running a 4th of July special 22% off code. I only do this code once a year, usually in November for my birthday and Christmas, but I'm doing them for 4th of July, especially because we are in the huge level up right now. You guys know I shared in my last video, and I wanted to do something special to celebrate with you guys. The code is Let It Be Easy. It applies to all courses, bundles, payment plans, It only applies to new purchases though, does not like go back to like old purchases or anything like that. Just new purchases. You can buy multiple courses using this code, as many as you like actually, if you want to stock up for the future, if you have courses that you've had your eye on. One that I highly recommend is the Femme Fortune Container course. There's another training that I'm going to be adding in there soon that it's going to be amazing. Another one of my favorites that I'm relaunching in the coming weeks is the Aligned as Femme. Boy, do I have new trainings coming up in there around surrender and embodiment that are just so good. So good. It's just going to blow your mind. And all previous students, of course, are grandmothered into that. So if you've got your eye on that, now is definitely the time to sign up, as those trainings will be live, okay? So that code is linked in the description box. If you're completely new to my courses and you have no idea where you should start, I highly, highly recommend starting with the Basic Babe Bundle. It is one of my best sellers. It is the #1 bestseller, and it has a little bit of everything. It's got my 6-step process for completely rewiring your core beliefs, which will change your life. Change your beliefs, change your life. I truly believe that. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.